Yay, we are live. Okay, we are also going live on Instagram. Hello, hello, everybody. We are live everywhere, all over the place. So I like talking to the phone better than the computer, so I'm probably going to be focusing a little bit more of my attention here than here. I have 2 live streams going on right now, in case you were wondering what that was about. Anyways, hi. I'm Eden from Intuition Lifestyle, and today we're gonna talk about identifying your magnetism and really owning your self-worth and how you can use that as hi Elizabeth. You can use your unique superpowers and your unique energy to create a life that is in alignment with yourself. How using your human design chart, you can identify your energetic talents, your specific magnetism, the things in your chart that are extremely powerful. And through that, you can leverage those talents and you can use your superpowers and you can unleash your fullest potential, but you have to be able to identify where the potential is in your chart first. So what we're talking about is, when I say the potential, everything is just energy, and potential energy is just energy that is not in motion yet. So movement or motion compounds energy. And so how I see it is, you have all of this energy in your chart that if you are trying to control it, and you are trying to do certain things with their energy that go against how your energy naturally wants to flow, you are constricting it. You are tightening it, you are narrowing it, you are not allowing it to flow in a way that gains momentum. You are stopping it, so it just wants to flow. And through it, through your energies, it's just naturally flowing in the rhythm that it naturally creates, in a way that feels good to it, in a way that it just is being, it's not being restricted, it's not being judged, it's not being held back, it's not being filtered. When you are allowing your energy to be fully authentic, it gains momentum because it does the thing, it moves in that specific manner in which it was meant to move. It flows, it's effortless, it's easy, it's flowing like a river, it's just going, going, going. And in that, then it can gain momentum. It's not just trickling, it starts to go so much further and faster, and it's bigger and better and all of the things. So if you can figure out what you like, what energies you naturally possess, the things that you're really good at, and then you can use those to shift your energy, to decide that, okay, actually, this is how this is going to go. I'm going to use this. This is something I'm really good at. This comes easily and naturally to me. I'm going to let myself be this fully and authentically, and let myself naturally and easily be what I naturally am. When you use your innate magnetism, then you're speaking from raw, pure potential power. And when you are using and you are speaking from pure potential power, so much more can happen. You have such a greater ability to do anything. This is where we get to actually step into living the lives that we want to live, instead of being in a life where we're not super happy with everything, but we have this vision of this place that we're going to go someday, but we're not there yet. You know what I mean? So finding your magnetism. This starts by looking at your human design chart, and look at it. This is something that Jenna's always said a while back that really resonated with me. Look at it like a child would. Just look at it. Where is most of the color? Where is most of the definition? What are you seeing? Where does it look like there's the most going on in your chart? Look at that area, because in that area, you're very likely to have all, like, the definition of your greatest superpowers. So if you have certain defined centers, and you have the centers that have the most little gates defined on them, or the most numbers that are defined in those specific centers, look at that. Realize that, okay, I have a lot of power here. Am I using this correctly? What does this mean? What is this power? What does it feel like in my body? What does it feel like through my speech? Like, who is this? What does this power actually look like? What does it feel like? And get to know it. Get to know the power that you really are. So this might be looking up the center, looking up the gate numbers, getting a reading, whatever it is, getting to know it, and then learning not just what someone else tells you about it, but figuring out how it feels in your body. Figure out, okay, when I am speaking in a way that is in alignment with myself, I'm not using my open centers, I'm using my defined centers, it feels like this. It feels like I am speaking from my understanding. I am speaking from a level where I have full understanding of what I'm talking about. I'm speaking from my opinions, from the information that I have accumulated, not that I have been inspired by someone else. Like inspiration, yes, but it's the understanding that I have where if I'm communicating that, I'm communicating thoroughly. That's at least how it is for me. Hello. So when we're looking at a human design chart, we want to just look at the centers that are defined. You have defined and undefined centers. Most people have a combination of both, and that's fine. That's good. It's not good or bad. Reflectors have no defined centers, but they typically have gates defined. So looking at those are their powers. Those are the energies that they consistently have. And when you have consistency, you have that energy consistently. That's what the defined center is. When you have it consistently, then you can use it consistently. And when you're using it consistently, you can gain momentum and you can gain power. That is where most of the power is. That's where, the compound effect is able to take place, is if you're using your innate energy over time and gaining that momentum with that potential energy. So when you're using your magnetism, you are being yourself fully. You are unapologetically unfiltered. You are unbound. You have no boundaries. You're living in a limitless world, and it's unrealistic and it's fun and it's exciting and it's all of the things that are bigger and better than what you're currently doing now. It's taking a step back. It's not getting caught up in the details. It's taking a huge step back and realizing, okay, just like tapping into your body and realizing this is the energy that I am using to communicate. This is the energy that I am pushing here. This is the energy that I am this is the energy that I am showing up in. This is my truth, and really, this is the reaction that I'm going to have about this. And being honest with yourself. I need to go on a tangent about honesty. That's apparently where this live stream is going. That's going to be the easiest thing to talk about right now. Okay. So something came up for me a few days ago. And if you don't know, okay, so I've been in the manifestation, law of attraction, spirituality world, the personal development world for years. It's something that I started looking into probably around the age of, I want to say like 14. So at the age of like 14, 15, I was looking at TED Talks. I was reading about psychology. So this is stuff that I really enjoy talking about. This is stuff that I enjoy learning about. So it makes sense that I'm continuing to talk and learn about it as I grow and as I expand. So let's see, where do I want to go with this? Okay, so I realized that I'm a very busy person. I get a lot of joy in doing things. I'm a very active person. I'm a busy person. I always have 13,000 projects going on, and that's part of being a manifesting generator, and that's okay. And there's a lot of shame that goes along with oh, I'm not organized enough and all that, but that's a different story. What I want to talk about is gratitude. Because I made a post about this last night, and I'm not sure that it came across right. But we live in a world where we are told that we have to be super grateful for the things that show up in our lives, and that being grateful is the key to manifesting our desires. And when we show up and we're grateful for, and we're like dancing, and we have to show the universe that we appreciate what we've been given. We have to appreciate the blessings. We have to appreciate the things that we've been giving. And in that, we decide that gratitude has to look a certain way. We start to stereotype what receiving has to look like. And so when you're visualizing yourself, you're like, I'm going to receive this thing, and you're writing in your journal, you're like trying to get into that energy of already having the thing that you want to manifest or whatever it is. When you're in that energy, and when you are words. Excuse me, I had to yawn. So when you're in this energy of you're trying to get into the embodiment of that receptive mode, because you know that the frequency of receiving is the frequency of the actual item or object, or let's talk about money, because money is super easy. So you think that when you receive this money, you're going to be throwing a dance party, you're going to be over the moon excited, you're going to be jumping up and down, you're going to be like popping champagne bottles, like you're going to be super excited about it. And I think that that's great. If that would naturally be your reaction, then visualize that. But if that's not how you naturally show gratitude, then you need to stop pretending like it is. Because if you're visualizing yourself as you're like, okay, I'm going to manifest this money, and it's going to be super fun. It's going to be super easy. And when it gets here, I'm going to throw a dance party, and I'm going to jump up and down, and I'm going to freak out, and it's going to be so much fun, and I'm going to be so grateful. And you're trying to get into that energy, and that's not how you're actually going to react. If it shows up, and if you're living in your worth, and then you're centered in your magnetism, that's not how it's going to happen, is it? Especially, this is something that I realized, is that as a manifesting generator, I'm here to start the manifestation. And yeah, it's going to come in and it's going to be received, but I'm going to work with it as long as I want to, and then I'm going to let it go. And usually when I let go is when it's going to when it's going to come back into my experience. But you're not actually going to be super grateful for the thing that shows up if that's not how if you're visualizing that I'm going to show up and I'm going to be super grateful for this thing, and I'm going to be over the moon, and I'm going to throw the dance party, and I'm going to be jumping up and down, and it's going to be great. That's awesome if that's going to be your natural reaction. But if that's how you're visualizing receiving the actual desire, the money, or whatever it is that you're trying to call in, and then there's that voice in the back of your head that's like, you know what? Would we actually throw a dance party? Are we actually going to be that excited about it? Are we really going to be jumping up and down here? Or are we going to be like, oh, that's awesome, and get back to the work that we were doing at that moment? Because if you're a busy person like I am, that's probably going to be your reaction. You'd be like, yes, that's great. And you're still in full appreciation. And there's nothing wrong with the fact that your gratitude does not happen to show up as jumping up and down and throwing a dance party. And if it does, that's awesome. This is just the stereotype that I've been seeing, is that you need to show immense gratitude for finding pennies on the ground, and you need to be getting into that vibe. And I think that if you're trying to show gratitude and you're like, I should be showing gratitude because of this, you're using it as a means to an end. And that's not authentic. That's not in alignment. So if you're using gratitude, you're like, I'm writing my gratitude lists and I'm doing this, but you don't actually feel it, you're not actually doing the work. So what does gratitude look like for you? It's not this like, I write gratitude lists every day and I'm so grateful for the abundance in the world. If that's true for you, then honor that and respect that. But if you feel like you're a fake when you're saying that, then it's not true for you, and you're repelling the things that you are trying to receive because you're not being honest about how you would react if it actually showed up for you. So be honest with yourself. Be vulnerable with yourself. What do you actually want? Who are you actually? What is your actual energy? Who do you really want to be in this lifetime? Be very honest about that, because when you get honest with yourself, it's easy to hold our desires and hold our lives at, I like to use arm's length. We live our lives at arm's length. We live this life of, I'm going to show up. I'm going to say that, oh, I want this purse because everybody has this purse. I want a white picket fence and a family in a house, and so because everyone else does. And that might not actually be authentic and true for you. And so what I want you to do today is really look at what's authentic for you. What is true for you? What do you really have to give the world? What do you really want to be doing? And if you can look at it and say, and this is like soul desires versus like shallow desires. And this goes back to the talk I did the other day about manifestation versus conjuring. So do you really, really want this thing? Does it actually light your soul up? Or is this something that you think that you need to manifest this so that you can prove yourself? Are you trying to bring this into your life so that you can show somebody that they were wrong, or to prove to yourself that you are powerful, or to make you feel good enough, or to make you feel joyful? Because that goes back into if I'm in a low vibration and I'm trying to pull a high vibration experience into my reality in hopes that that's going to raise my vibration, you're wrong, because you made that desire match your current reality's vibration, and therefore it is no longer able to raise your vibration. It's not in alignment with a higher vibration anymore. You've changed the alignment for it. And that's conjuring, that's a dark magic. That's not pure joy, feeling grateful, owning your magnetism, being super happy about everything that's showing up for you, and manifesting from a soul standpoint. So look at the difference between that. What do you really, really want from your life? That's a huge and very important thing to it's very important to know that you have a soul desire and that you want something for yourself and not for any other reason. You're not trying to make this thing happen so that you can prove yourself. You're centered in your self-worth and you're centered in who you are. And you're able to say, hi, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I'm good at. And this is what I'm okay with having. And these are the standards that I'm setting. And this is the life that I'm going to live. And that's where I'm going to be with this. So you can join me on that, or you cannot join me. Being very detached from where things come from. Nothing has to happen to prove yourself. You don't have to prove your worth. You just get to be who you are. And that is a space of pure magnetism. When you are owning your self-worth, when you're owning what your gifts are, when you are okay with the fact that you don't have to do anything to make anybody happy, no one else's opinion matters. You are here living this life for you. You are in control of this reality. And so you get to just do you. That's magnetism, when you're owning your self-worth. Because when you're backing your magnetism, when you are in your magnetism, you can back it up and you can then say, okay, this is who I am and this is what I want. And because I believe that I am so powerful that I get to be supported by the universe, I'm going to show up in this way, and all I'm going to do is this, and I'm going to have the standard that I have put so much effort and value and power. I believe in myself so much. I've backed my actions. And so I'm valuing myself at a higher level. When you're valuing yourself at a higher level, you can then value your work and your effort. And so then your effort becomes bigger. So you are putting out the same amount of effort, but it means more. It has a higher value, and therefore you are allowed to get more in return. But we live in a very value conscious world where your effort has to match your return on investment pretty much. And if you don't think there's a lot of value in your effort, then there's not going to be a lot that you're available for energetically to be receiving. And then that goes back into, how are you actually going to feel if you receive this desire? So my energy is not super here today, and I'm recognizing that, and I am, maybe I haven't finished off my coffee. I'm not sure what it is. But anyways, I think that I said most of what I wanted to come on here and say, and I don't think that talking more would be beneficial for anybody. So I'm going to hop off now, and I've got other things that I need to get done today. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch this and taking the time to come on here today. I honored my thing. I said that I'm showing up for 14 days straight. So this is me showing up. And I am grateful for that. So anyways, thank you for watching. And I hope that you got some nugget of information. This was not really structured like my other lives have been, but that's okay. Anyways, thank you. And if you want human design readings, I do those. If you want human design coaching, I do that. I also offer intensive sessions and stuff like that. So yeah, have fun.